I went from finishing university with a degree I didn't like to working in retail to eventually working full time as a software engineer. Here is how I did it. You may be working in a job that you no longer like and want to transition away from that role. For me, I felt like this when I left university with a degree I no longer really liked and was working in retail full time. I felt like I wasn't growing at my current job and that there wasn't a future in it for me, and I desired to change to a different career. I was no longer enjoying my job in retail, primarily because I didn't see a future in it and I no longer felt fulfilled by it. At the time, I'd been working the job for several months when I realised that if I wanted a job or a role that I felt fulfilled in, I'd most likely have to reskill into another field. So the skill that I picked up was programming, and I taught myself programming for several months when I eventually landed an apprenticeship software engineering role. I have since completed that apprenticeship and am now working as a software engineer. Reskilling into programming wasn't easy. It took me a long time and I learned a lot of things along the way that I wish I knew sooner, and those valuable insights are what I want to share with you today. So here are 3 tips to help you in transitioning to a different career, and I hope you find them valuable. So the first step is finding joy in the learning process. In reskilling into a different field or profession, there's probably a lot of learning that you're going to have to do, and so you want to ensure that whatever you're learning, you're enjoying doing so. There's a lot of different advice that gets given to people who are looking for a career change. You're often told to find a career in something that you're passionate about, or something that is lucrative. However, I think the best bet is to just find something that you enjoy learning. You can be passionate about something but not really enjoy learning it or doing it as a career. And likewise, there could be a very lucrative job but you just hate it. So the best bet to find a fulfilling job is to first of all find something that you can actually enjoy learning, because without learning the skills, you'll never land a job. A big part of what made reskilling into programming possible and successful for me was that I actually genuinely enjoyed programming. It's something that I picked up in university just on the side for a bit of fun. I stopped as my university degree became more demanding, and when I was working in retail, I realised I actually really enjoyed programming when I did it. Picking up learning programming again came quite natural, and because I enjoyed it, I always looked forward to it. And I think that's a key part, because a big part of your reskilling is going to come outside of your normal working hours. Those hours are the times you really want to spend relaxing and resting. It's hard to drum up the willpower to do something you don't really enjoy. So make sure that what you're reskilling into is something that you naturally enjoy learning. Point 2 is to build a learning habit. It's not just about what you learn, but how consistently you engage with it. For me, this meant dedicating some time every day towards learning programming, even if it was just 15 minutes. I wasn't really focused on how much I did, just that I was doing something every day to progress towards my goals. Building a learning habit became my anchor, as it provided a sense of progress and hope. Having a learning habit also took out a lot of the mental work and organisation, as I knew what to be learning and when I should be doing it. It's important to note that when setting a learning habit, you have to be realistic. For me, I made sure I wasn't too hard on myself. I didn't want my habit to be spending an hour a day trying to learn programming, because I knew that would just be unrealistic and unreasonable. Therefore, my habit was simply to spend about 15 minutes a day at minimum and try to just learn one new thing over a couple of days or a week. That was more reasonable, it was realistic, and it was easy for me to stay on top of it. The third step is about setting the right goals, specifically focusing on input rather than output. When the need or want to transition careers arises, it's a change we often want immediately. Rarely do we think 2 or 3 years ahead, I'm going to want a career change and begin reskilling in advance. For me, I wanted that change as early as possible when I realised I no longer felt fulfilled in my role. However, I knew that transitioning entire careers into something that I'd be satisfied or happy with is likely going to be a process that'll take several months to a couple of years. The point is that transitioning careers is a very vague journey. It may take months to years. It's really hard to put a time frame on it. Therefore, having output-based goals such as I will have a new career by so and so, such as in the next year or so on, really doesn't feel like a sensible goal to have, because you cannot control the job market, you cannot control what the recruiter thinks about you, what the company thinks about you. You just cannot guarantee the outcome. Therefore, for me, I shifted my goals away from output-based goals, such as I want a job by so and so, to more input-based goals, such as I want to spend at least 15 minutes a day working on programming, or I want to update my CV and apply to 5 jobs every week. Having input-based goals allowed me to feel a sense of progression. I had the overarching goal of wanting a new career, and having input-based goals allowed me to feel some progress towards that, even though I had not yet achieved a new career. These input-based goals also gave me a sense of achievement as well. I knew it was only a matter of time before I eventually achieved my overarching goal, and that made going to work more bearable, because I knew that my time there was limited as I was coming home and reaching my goals towards a new career. So to recap, the 3 steps that significantly helped in my career transition were finding joy in the learning process, building a consistent learning habit, and setting the right kind of goals. Reskilling into a different career is a journey that requires a lot of effort and patience, but I can assure you it is incredibly rewarding. I'm very happy I took the time out to reskill from working in retail, teaching myself programming, to eventually becoming a software engineer. If you want to know more about my journey, I've got a video describing exactly what I did to become a software engineer. I'll link that in the description. And if you've been thinking about changing your career path, I hope these steps can offer you some guidance. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you have a wonderful day.